What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Get Growing. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. Today, if you haven't noticed, I have put up a shade cloth. And so today we're going to be going over the benefits of that and the process that I went through putting it up. So, firstly, I'd like to go over why I decided to go with the shade cloth and the benefits of it. So, right now, where I'm at in Florida, it has been in the high 90s, low hundreds for the past 2 weeks. And my plants are showing obvious signs of stress. And so I needed to do something about it as soon as possible before, you know, the plants were beyond saving. As you can see, the tomatoes, they're kind of suffering. Not too much because I was pretty vigilant with the watering. I've been having to come out here at least 4 times a day, check the soil, water if I need to, which every time I've been needing to. I'll come out here every few hours or so, and I'll put my finger in a spot in the soil, and it'll be bone dry. And so I'll have to water again because with how hot it is, if the soil gets too dry, the plants it'll take a lot more work than I'm willing to do to bring them back. I'd probably end up, if they started to die off, just tear them up, try again. So went with the shade cloth. You are going to notice in a previous video, when I destroyed my corn, I replaced the corn with some bean seeds that I planted. Well, the seedlings came up and they were doing well, but then the heat wave struck shortly after. So only 2 of them made it, but now they're not even growing; they're just stunted. So I'm gonna in the next video I'm gonna be planting beans over there. Why am I rambling on about my beans? And the shade cloth I went with is a 50%. What that means is it's gonna filter out about 50% of the sun's rays, and so that reduces the temperature under it it's at least 15 degrees cooler under here when the sun's directly out than right over there. And so it's going to be cooler under here for the plants, which means less water is going to be lost from the leaves and less water is going to evaporate from the soil, meaning less watering. And why, it's not that important for me. It is because we should always be saving water, but I'm on a well system, so it's not going to increase my energy bill very much. But if you live in the city, or if you are in an area where you're on city water, this heat wave, you're going to feel it if you have a garden, because that water bill is going to skyrocket because you're using 4 times as much as you usually would. And so that bill is going to add up. And so I would highly recommend, if you are on city water, to get a shade cloth if you don't already have one. That's going to save you money on that water bill. And the other reason is simply because it's better for me out here, because it's more comfortable when I'm out here. Obviously I've let the weeds grow way too long. I've kind of let it go during this heat wave simply because I'll be out here for 5 minutes and I'll be having to change my shirt already. And it's been insanely hot. So that was another reason, it's to keep me out here, because I can handle the heat, but it's been hot. So that pretty much covers the benefits of the shade cloth. So let's get into the fun of putting it up. I got a 14 by 20 shade cloth. My garden is about 11 by 14. So I got one that's going to be over on each side, just to make sure everything's covered properly. So this is the shade cloth. It's thin plastic netting, basically. You can see through it, and that's like 2 layers. So you can see the plants are still going to get plenty of light. This just gives it a little bit of shade. It's always good. You can get the cheaper kind where it's just cut off a roll. They have that at Home Depot and stuff like that. But I got this one from Amazon that has edges with metal rings. It's going to make it a hell of a lot more durable. So let me get this laid out to see how far apart I need supposed to be. Alright, let's get this hole dug. I think I got where I'm going to do it. mount on it. Works for me. I wish it was a bit taller. I think it is. Try to make it a little bit shallower. Yeah, that'll work. It is hot already. Like it's already in the 80s, and the sun literally just came up. That's about right. All right. Oh, I hit a rock. I was like, what the fuck? Why would they bury a pipe so shallow? But go rock. Rinse that off, see what comes. Now what the hell? Who the fuck is burying rocks? Is that what they used as fill dirt in the fucking 60s? Just a bunch of roots. Roots and rocks. Alright, so I am back with my tangled mess of paracord that I'm going to use to tie it off. I'm not going to have it directly attached to the post like I have it currently. I just did this so it'll be easier to work with whenever I'm tying everything off. So I'm going to have this actually about 3 to 4 foot back this way away from it, and I'm just going to have the paracord attached at a distance. And so I'm going to cut about, it's 4 feet, so I'm going to need 2 to bring it back, so I'll probably cut about 10 foot, so we'll call that 12. So I'm going to use a Russian knot just because it's got a quick release and it holds tension very well. And if you would like to see how to make one, let me know in the comments. I'll make a video on different ways to tie knots. Okay, there we go. That has tension. Now let's do the other side. There's the nest. All right, so as you can see, I got the shade cloth over the tomatoes. The tomatoes are obviously kind of tall, so I'm gonna have to train a couple of these branches away from the cloth, but that's not gonna be a big issue. I just wanted to get this to where I'll be able to put this under tension, like so, and tie it off to that hook right there. Oh, come on, untangle yourself. Let me make sure it's not snagging on anything over here. I'd say that's good. That's a good amount of tension right there. So we're gonna do this as sketchy as possible. Probably get that out of my way first. Wait, how am I doing this? Oh, okay, yeah, I just got too much line. Okay, so let's try this again, but we're gonna cut. All right, so I've got the appropriate length that I need, and I also realized that I'm gonna need to go to Walmart, get another roll of paracord, because I did not get enough. What's up, Mr. Lizard?
So now that I've got the appropriate length, I'm gonna put tension on it until I get it right where I want it, which is about there. That's perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to need more paracord for the next one. So cut to that. And finally, we're doing the last corner. I got some new paracord, and I'm gonna try to keep this one from being a rat's nest. And I am gonna have to adjust, I think, that back corner once I get done. There we go. Okay. Ow! Me, ants everywhere. Why? Ow! Where's the big ant pile? My hands are on fire. All right. Cool. Well, let's try that again. This time, not covered in ants. I already got more trying to climb up on me and shit. Are they just everywhere? Let's try this again. Oh, son of a bitch. One's in my pants. Oh well. Sucker. Ah, damn it. Ah, I'm all flustered after being covered in ants. It is what it is. So I didn't like the way this was sagging right here, so I'm just going to use an extra bit of line and take up that slack and just run another line to the pole. Figure that'll be the easiest way. There we go. That's a lot better. I'm very happy with the results. So if you guys are having the same issue, this was extremely cheap. It was about $13 for the 2 posts. You don't need to have the post hole digger. You can even dig a hole by hand. It's just easier if you have that, so you don't have to spend the money on that. And so that's what, $26 for the wood, about $10 worth of paracord, and then I spent about $30 on the shade cloth on Amazon. I'll put a link in my description for what I got. And then a little bit of effort out in the sun. And also if you get covered in ants sometimes. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna shower and get the remaining ants off that are currently biting me.